7-yard line. That's a great call, too. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great flag. That's a way.
Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
Come from behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow.
Edwards pulls up and buries the flag. Richardson tries, not for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Daniels takes his shot for Derby.
Out of 4th and 1. Scalaboo's wide open. They've got it and much, much more. Foot race. Scalaboo scores. Needed one. Got them all. Cam Scalaboo.
Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caracinuto at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You guys know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. But again, people still say Twitter. People say X formerly known as Twitter. I just like to go with the artist. Again, my homage to one of the best live concerts I've ever seen. Seeing Prince live, again, absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, yes, I just go the artist formerly known as Twitter. He's usually live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. And on the way in, you did see some pretty cool stuff. I got that volleyball match there from Mullet Arena. They're at Mullet tonight. The 11th ranked Sun Devils climbing the very tough rankings. Tough to climb the rankings, but yes, they are doing it. Coach Van Neal's team, I mean, it's again playing phenomenal. It's if you haven't seen them, again, missing out. They are at Mullet Arena tonight. I shall be there for that as we take on if you haven't seen him play, tonight's a hell of a night to go see him play. I would They are very phenomenal. Again, you should go watch them play. And I mean, when you're ranked 11th in the country, obviously you don't suck. They're 22-2. Kansas is right above them in the Big 12 rankings. They're undefeated in the Big 12. ASU has just the one loss, and that is to Baylor on the road, but still, nonetheless, well, in conference play, the two losses, obviously Nebraska, when they were part of the Nebraska Invitational in their non-conference play. The year that they're having, by the way, sorry, I was looking at notes. I know I do that bad for radio, which I got to get to. The year having, absolutely awesome. But yes, I digress. I am Michael Caracino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter, and see the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, michael.caracino.5. And yes, the YouTube channel. For those of you watching, I know you know it. I remind you every day. I remind you every day because yes, I remind you every day because if you miss any interviews, which again, I got quite a few coming up, but sound from practices, post game, which we'll hear some too. Players, coaches, insiders, voices, alum, building a brand, building it up, and more. By the way, if you do want to get involved, you know where to hit me up, but you can totally get involved in the show. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Again, you can catch all the interviews you've missed, all the sound you've missed, the great sit downs I've had with, again, coaches, players. Graham Rossini, the new AD, who's again a very obviously ADs are always pretty busy, but this time of year when they're trying to get out to events, it's one of those things where they have a lot to get out to. So yes, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel because again, it's all there, and I have all these interviews coming up. Anything you missed, and if you missed a lot from last season, believe me, it's there. So more to come through YouTube. But again, subscribe to the channel. Even if you are watching, but again, if you can't watch every day, again, heartbroken. If you can't watch live, heartbroken. But hey, but you can listen live too, because I've been sharing with you. You can now listen to Pitchfork Lunch live on the Casual Sports Radio Network. Go to www.ksrnaz.com and page will pop up. Boom, click listen live, hit play, bam, Pitchfork Lunch, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. The Sun Devil content is there. Thanks to Casual E inviting us into the family at KSRN. And now you have more Sun Devil coverage there. But it just adds to the phenomenal coverage they have at KSRN with the Suns looking pretty good, with the first place Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I'm saying it to you, Niners fans, sticking it to you, John Lee. My team is not in first, but that's okay. The first place Arizona Cardinals coverage there. Also, Diamondbacks, Mercury. Yeah, all there on the Castle Sports Radio Network. Again, you can see a lot of articles, recaps, everything of games, what's going on with the team. Again, go to ksrnaz.com, click listen live, and guess what? You can hear your Pitchfork Lunch, but you get all the coverage while you're there too. So inevitably that is that. But yeah, Hoops won last night. And guys, what do I always tell you? Yes, forks up to Coach Hurley and the team, getting out a gritty win against Idaho State, the Bengals that they are. For those of you that didn't know, Idaho State was the Bengals. Now you do. Yeah, look, you can say first game and there's teams that blew teams out. I mean, Gonzaga opened up with Baylor and absolutely blasted Baylor. I think they won by like 40. And ASU plays Gonzaga Sunday. Yeah, that's tough. That's going to be obviously a challenge. We know what Mark Few has done up there in Spokane. So that being said, but ASU playing Gonzaga. Look, they won last night. You get the win. Okay. It's not all rainbows and unicorns, Pitchfork Lunchers. They, yes, grinded out a win. Idaho State did not shoot well, shot like 28% from the field. It was crazy. They shot 28% from the field. And I will say this, from three, it was they were abysmal from the 3-point line too. But they chucked a lot of threes, and yet they still, it was a close game. I mean, ASU ended up winning 53-48, did the men. 53-48 over Idaho State. But now Friday in Vegas, they Sun Devils take on Santa Clara, who I know you know quite a few of you Pitchfork Lunchers will know this. Herb Sendek. Yeah, you remember that name. Who was the head coach here at Arizona State. Is now as the head coach at Santa Clara. A pretty good team. So 53-48. They get the victory. Or 55-48, pardon me. 55-48. They do get the victory. I mean, 3 guys in double figures, but sorry. Idaho State. Well, 3 guys in double figures for both, but Alston Mason led the team with 14. BJ Freeman off the bench had 12. We'll hear from him. He spoke post game, and then also from Alston Mason, and then Josan Sanan had 11 points. But this is a team that had, ASU had 44 rebounds, right? Idaho State had 46. So, they did get out rebounded, but close. But the issue with that, and we'll hear from Coach Hurley, the frustrating issue with that, Pitchfork Lunchers, and watching the game, there were spurts where the offensive rebounds, and it was insane because it was, second, third, sometimes 4 chances for Idaho State to get a hoop. And overall field goal, they did not shoot well. And yes, ASU did contest shots. I will say that. Idaho State did miss some open looks, quite a few open looks, but there was contested shots. Defensively, for a first game, there's things you can take. And again, you'll hear the frustration with Bobby Hurley in his post game, which I will play for you shortly. But Yeah, I mean, you look at Idaho State, they were 17 for 67 overall, 25% from the field, 4 for 28 from 3. 14% from 3. And then just about 77% from the free throw line. They were 10 for 13. ASU only took 12 free throws. They were 8 for 12, 67%. You guys know, you pitchfork lunchers know from last season, not a big fan of at home. You need to be shooting free throws at at least a 75% clip, but like 75 to me, but at home, you should be shooting 80% from the free throw line. Game one or not, you need to be shooting 80% at home from the free throw line. But again, to me, 75, like you're around 78%. If I was coaching, yeah, I could live with, but I would be still flustered. Like there's no reason why you shouldn't be shooting 80% at home from the free throw line on that. So yeah, that was, but you look at ASU, I mean, they shot 36% from the field. They were 20 for 55. I mean, they were in the first half, they shot 50% from the 3-point line. I mean, that you talk about a positive shining spot. They were 6 for 12. In the second half, it was ugly. They were 1 for 12 and they finished at 29% from the 3-point line. But then, and like I said, 8 for 12 from the free throw line, 67%. Like, you get the 55-48 win, but you give up 16 offensive rebounds. They had, I will say, and Idaho State had 9 turnovers and ASU had 14. ASU did have 24 fast break points to just 5. So, I mean, yeah, you have the 14 turnovers, but you combat that with 24 fast break points, 25 bench points to 8 for Idaho State. But, I mean, they both had 24 points in the paint. Second chance points, ASU 6, but Idaho State doubled that, had 12. So, yeah, I mean, look, frustrating parts. But, again, looking at it, and for Jaden Quintons, it was a little bit of he's a freshman. Again, not an excuse, fact. But he got picked up 2 fouls early. And I think, the frustration there and, his first 2 shots didn't go down, but then he picks up 2 fouls early, a little frustration. And I mean, he was 0 from the field in his debut. He was 0 for 6, and Bashir Jihad was 0 for 7. So those 2 0 for 13. I don't think you're going to get that all season long. But yeah, I mean, 8 offensive rebounds for ASU and Idaho State doubled that, 16. You can't have that. And then again, like I said, you have the 14 turnovers, and Bobby Hurley, you'll hear him say it. He addresses that. But again, hey, you get the win. You're 1-0. It's always, going back to watch film. Obviously, if you didn't play good is a frustrating thing. But but that's one of those things where, like, you're going back to film, you got to win. Yeah, you're not happy, but there's things to improve on. There's things that need to be addressed, and these are things that, to overstate the obvious, pitchfork lunchers can be addressed. And Bobby Hurley, again, and you can understand the frustration. Again, when you hear him, you'll you'll hear it from him. So again, 55-48, you're 1-0. You have a tough team in Santa Clara coming up. You have a tough team in Gonzaga coming up right after that. Oh, it's Sunday. I said Saturday. Sorry. So they had Idaho State last night. Friday, they'll be in Vegas to take on Santa Clara. That game's at 6 p.m. And then Sunday, they are in Spokane to take on Gonzaga. And that's a 3 p.m. game. It'll be on ESPN. And also KTAR 92.3 News, KTAR News 92.3 FM. So that is, again, Sunday at 3 local time. So, yeah, that's what's coming up. And again, we'll hear from Coach Hurley. I did mention, obviously, volleyball tonight taking on number 8 Kansas. Going to reiterate that again. They are number 11 as the, again, well-earned. Not that it should just be given to them. Well-deserved, well-earned. And they have Kansas come into town tonight, get into Kansas's record and everything in a little bit. And then football, getting ready for UCF, 5 p.m. kickoff from Sun Devil Stadium. So, again, not that crazy late after dark stuff. And, when you win, that's what happens. So we shall see. Out at practice, the overcast practice today, and we'll hear a little bit from football as well. So, yes. But I'm going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to hear from Bobby Hurley, Alston Mason, and BJ Freeman from Men's Hoops. Again, 55-48 victory. A little frustrating, yes. Third quarter, partly frustrating, but you'll hear Coach Hurley address that all. So we shall step aside and we'll step aside, and then we'll hear from Coach Hurley on the other side here on Mike, what day is it? Hump Day, woo woo, version of Pitchfork Lunch.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, Tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relay that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org. This is the sound of a...
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big painting project you've been putting on?
KSRN has an inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relay that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
And welcome back to Pitchfork Lunch. I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter. And like you heard right there, yes, you are listening to the greatest internet radio station out there, KSRN. You can hear the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. So stoked. Casual E invited Pitchfork Lunch to be part of the family, get more Sun Devil content there, which, again, a lot of phenomenal Cardinals, Suns, D-backs, Mercury content already there. And then the Suns G League team now. That's back. So that actually will be playing at Mullet Arena, where the 8th ranked volleyball team is playing, or 11th ranked volleyball team is taking on the 8th ranked Kansas Jayhawks tonight. See, you can tie it all in, baby, to Sun Devil Nation. Forks up to that. But yes, like I said before the break, again, look, hoops, there were bright spots of the game. There was some to take, but energy may not have been one. I'm not saying starting the game, but coming out of the locker room at halftime. So, but again, I'll let Coach Hurley get to that. It is frustrating. Like you said, it's not all rainbows and unicorns here. I'm not going to talk out of both sides of my mouth. hey, a win's a win. You'd rather have the win and have to fix this than lose and it looks like that. And now you're trying to fix it. You start 0-1. But yes, with the type of opponents, that's what I'm trying to say. And I know a lot you pitchfork lunchers picked it up. With the type of opponents coming up, not just in the short term, but obviously in the Big 12 now in conference play, as deep and insane as the Big 12 is, yeah. Let's but anyway, Coach Hurley's going to address it. And again, after a win, again, not too high with the highs, not too low with the lows. But yeah, after a win to kind of have this, again, wee bit frustrating. So without further ado, here is Sun Devil men's head coach Bobby Hurley after last night's victory over Idaho State.
It wasn't inspiring, really. It was, we had a good stretch, maybe at the end of the first half. We had, got that advantage, and then I just very frustrated by how we came out to start the second half. I described it like it was an AAU game, how we approached it, or a game that had no meaning to it. There was no, especially in the first game, you would imagine there's just a lot of juice. The guys are really amped up to play, and the last thing you would think you have to worry about is being motivated. So, myself and my staff got to do a better job to get them ready to play the second half. It was just flat. We let them hang around. It's rare that you see a team shoot 25% from the field for the game and have a chance to win in the last 4 minutes. Almost never happens that way. But we had other problems too. For as good as I thought we guarded with energy at times, we didn't rebound. If that team got 16 offensive rebounds, some of our other opponents, as we start hitting the harder part of our schedule, they're going to get 1 million offensive rebounds in a game. If that's our effort and our desire to rebound. So there's still a lot that we have to get better on. We can't be a Jekyll and Hyde team either. The first half we shot well from the field and made threes, and we turned it over 10 times, which again, if we turn it over 14 times, because they're not really getting after you like some other teams will, then that number would be doubled for playing a team that is super aggressive on defense. So just a lot of issues, both sides, and hard to really find any positives. By the time I'm done with this statement, you may not even have to ask me any questions. But I guess Sean Phillips, his minutes were good. I thought outside of when he first got in the game, but and then BJ Freeman, I think approached coming off the bench and handled that the right way. He hasn't come off the bench very much in his career, so I think those two guys, if I had to point out any positives, it was maybe their play.
Aside from lack of energy or decision-making, shot selection, were those also issues throughout the game?
I mean, we were doing bizarre stuff out there on offense, just throwing the ball around, under out of bounds. We couldn't get the ball in bounds. I mean, there was a play where we almost got a three-point play after it got deflected, and the ball was bouncing around, and no one really knew, both teams, and it's just chaos at times. So, we have a lot to improve on, a lot to get better on. I haven't said a bad thing about JQ, so I don't know if the fouls messed him up mentally early in the game, but he was kind of out of it today. I didn't know if I'd ever watch a game where he got 1 rebound in the game for the minutes he played. So I think there's got to be ownership through everybody, right down the line, starting with me. And because we're playing 2 teams the next 2 games, I think have a chance to look like NCAA tournament caliber teams. So we got to fix this thing quick.
You said that, pardon me, you said that Duke was a wake-up call. Did you feel like guys didn't fully grasp that based upon what you saw tonight?
I felt like I'm not getting through to them. And it's just what I said to them after. It's just whatever we did this week, it didn't fix any of our problems. We got behind really early in the game. Just giving up offensive rebounds, down already early. Now we're chasing most of the half. We had a hard time scoring again. I mean, it's just go right down the line. Just a lot of issues that we currently have.
What was your initial reaction to Sanal's minutes?
I think we all got to get more physical. We all got to do better. So our perimeter guys are getting posted up, like let's fight them for position, let's work around them, let's not allow them to throw the ball and post our guards up. So Joe Son was involved in all of that. He had some shots and he showed a glimpse of kind of what he could do as far as shot making. At least, without his point production, I don't think we would have won the game. So for a freshman, I thought he did fine.
How atypical is what fans or people have seen watching in the arenas or in TV versus what you're seeing on a day-to-day basis in practice?
I'm just seeing more efficiency. I'm just seeing, unless both units aren't any good at guarding someone, and it just appears that we look better on offense because both teams aren't good on defense. But yeah, what we're doing on offense right now, I didn't see that in our practices. We can't afford to have Bashir and Jaden Quince. And again, this is nothing against Idaho State. They worked hard, they scrapped. I give them credit, but those two players should never be over 13 in a game, against the athleticism that team had on the front court. It's just mystifying that something like that could even happen. So I don't know if it's the quality of their shots or what we got to do, but we'll review the film and see what adjustments we need to make.
You mentioned Mason had a pretty soft performance in the minutes he played. What did you sort of see out of him to show positive signs in his minutes?
Yeah, he did a nice job just with some of his shot making, and obviously the threes gave us life, on offense in the first half, and he's got to take care of the ball, can't turn the ball over in tough spots. So that's something that he's got to obviously make sure that we work on with him.
Do you have any players that you're kind of looking towards to be leaders on the floor that maybe need to do an improved job of kind of settling guys down when things are getting out of whack?
I'd rather see more like hey, what the hell are we doing? So I would like to see more tough communication, where I think we were I thought we were soft out there, and there was no fight, especially in the second half. So guys gotta figure that out and do that when we're on the floor.
Was it within the offense to get Quincy on 3-point shots that he took?
We'll talk to him, but there's especially early in the game, there's no reason to have your first shot or two be threes, even though he was pretty open. And he can make them. I think when the body of work shakes out, he'll shoot a good enough percentage that you'll probably say, yeah, I could see why Hurley lets him take a couple of threes a game. But there's other things that he can do to not have to kickstart his game with that. Maybe find a way to get an offensive rebound, put back, score in transition, something facing up, getting to the basket so he could get some more confidence.
Last one, Jake. Right?
Coach, you touched on that during your performance. When he has 6 blocks like that in the game, what can I do for his confidence when the shots aren't hitting on the other side?
Yeah, he was lost out there on offense, and we gotta point him in the right direction again. But I haven't seen that from him, so I'm gonna try and figure out why he looked the way he did on offense, and we'll try and help him and coach him up. But yeah, he had an impact not only on the blocks, but then the challenge on those contests. Just with his wingspan, his ability to get off his feet, he was altering jump shots, even if he wasn't blocking him. So that was a positive for him tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. And you see him right there. I mean, Bobby Hurley. Yeah, I mean, like I said, those two, Quintus and Jihad going 0 for 13. Going 0 for 13 there. That's one of those things where when you look at it, it's wow. You're not going to expect that. And like you said, the intensity coming out and Idaho State, like you said, it's not he goes, obviously you were there, you saw him. I mean, they scrap. I mean, they're crashing the offensive boards. Like I said, a third of their rebounds were offensive. Like that. Then Quinton did pick up 2 fouls. Sean Phillips against him rebound the ball, just not and not just Sean Phillips, you got it's they're up, they have the rebound ball and it goes out of their hands. I mean, it's not a football, it's basketball. So that kind of frustrating, but yeah, Idaho State just kept kept, crashing the boards, and a third of your rebounds to be offensive. I mean, any coach will take that. Idaho State, you got to feel like, and again, not that ASU was a powerhouse last year. I'm not being that homer. I'm not, we know it. We already know the line. I saw a lot of great memes say the line for that team down south. I'm like, oh, it's basketball. So it's hilarious. It was hilarious. But anyway, I digress. But they kept fighting. You heard Coach Hurley right there. Like, yeah, things have to be fixed quick, or yeah, you have that kind of turnovers, it's going to double easily against teams that coming up, especially if they're not. But look, I did like defensively. I do have to say, like Amir Ali, when he came in on the court, the freshman. I mean, he again, and even Adam Miller. Too, and I mean a lot of guys. I mean, but I'm just saying, like Amir Ali, the effort up top, and then even Alston Mason, who we'll hear from. But like Ali, I mean, just fighting through stuff, and yeah, I mean, Bashir Jihad didn't have, again, Ofer on the offensive end, but defensively, I mean, challenging shots, and coach, challenging shots, and like getting out there. So it's. That's one thing that I look for, because he like the defensive effort. But I will say Amir Ali, down low, and I mean Sean Phillips as well, defensively, using that length down lows a few times, got caught helping, and Idaho State was able to get a hoop. Sean Phillips Jr. But yeah, then for Jaden Quintance, I mean, same thing as a freshman. It's, again, that's a tough start, 2 fouls, but Josan Sanan, the way he came in, talking about that, but BJ Freeman coming off the bench, and we'll hear from BJ Freeman. So yeah, like I told you, it was a win, but it did not sound like that talking to when you hear Coach Hurley. But let's get to Alston Mason and BJ Freeman. Alston Mason first, and then it'll just go into BJ Freeman. You'll see. But after last night's victory over Idaho State.
I had to cherish these moments, and this is my 4th year having the first game in college, so it meant a little bit more to have my family here and being able to put on the ASU jersey.
What's your sense of what things that you need to be collectively doing better as a team?
Being a team, I think the hardest part that where we're at right now is we got so many transfers and new guys coming in, and we still got Coach trying to fill us out and where he can incorporate us in the offense and defense. And so the hardest part is the chemistry and coming together as a team. I think that's what we got to figure out more and do that.
What role can you play to kind of help facilitate that?
Being a better leader. I played in college for 4 years, so I have the experience and I know what I can do. So being able to get my guys involved and understand the telling where they need to be at all times, that's going to help a lot. So I got to take a better leadership.
I know after that loss to Duke, you guys really wanted to come here and redeem yourselves and play much better. Is it disappointing that you really weren't able to elevate your game that much?
Yeah, it was disappointing. I felt like they were a solid team. I felt like we came out lackluster in the second half, and it kind of showed at the end of the scoreboard. But we know we're capable of. We know what we need to do when we get back to the drawing boards, and we're gonna figure it out.
As a leader on this team, or someone more experienced, how important do you find it to help the younger freshmen out, especially if they struggle today?
A lot, and that just comes with freshmen. At some point in the season, you're gonna struggle because it's an adjustment from high school to college. So being able to keep their confidence high and understand that they still got a long way to go in basketball and college itself. So you just got to keep reminding them to stay confident in themselves and just keep working hard.
When you guys had the defense rolling kind of in the first half, how important is it to get the communication on the switches and the timing of the gambles right?
It's very important. I think after the Duke game, we kind of like made that a big emphasis on, just being a lot connected on defense and playing together a lot more. So we're working on it. We still got some things we need to tweak, but I feel like it's going to get better soon.
One more for Olsen.
I know that you talked about the positives not being as much as you wanted them to be, but 24 fast break points today. What would you like about the transition offense, especially first half?
I feel like we should get out more, especially on teams that crash the glass with 4 people. I feel like we need to play more in transition, and we got a lot of guards that can make a lot of plays and shoot the ball well. So we get out of transition, we can get a lot of points. So I think it's going to be easier to open up our offense more.
Thanks, Olsen.
Thanks, Olsen.
Thank you.
And the feud for BJ.
So BJ, Bobby talked about that you're really not used to coming off the bench. Normally you come off the bench. You had a really nice game filling up the stat sheet. How'd you feel?
Yeah, some of the coaches were down me about them tripping by coming off the bench, but by being a leader on the team, you gotta stay composed and just keep being a leader and just wait till your number be called. And that's what I've been learning since a kid. Shout out to my mom. So just being ready to my number be called and just be ready to play all out for Coach Early.
Where do you guys have the most room to improve quickly?
Just coming together and being a team, and being more vocal and having more leadership, including me. Bringing my leadership skills up a little bit more, boost it up a notch, because leadership is gonna help what wins games for us. Just coming together, being a team, and playing defense and executing what coach wants us to do. So just coming together and being a team.
With so many newcomers, how difficult is it to get everybody's nuances and get on the same page when you're playing? This week you're going to be playing 3 games. So, how is it getting that off the court, but also then having that reflect on the court in the game?
New players, right? It's kind of tough, but ain't nothing that we can't get past. Coach always worships, like I said, being a good teammate, doing what he wants us to do, and executing the game plan. And we know we got some tough games coming up Friday and Sunday, so like May said, go back to the drawing board and get ready to execute whatever coach says, and execute for 40 minutes, just not whenever we want, and turn on and off, because if we do that, then it's going to be another long game.
What's sort of the in-game messaging that Coach really gives to you guys to try and amp you guys up, make some changes, and get back on the run?
Yeah, he kind of chewed on us a little bit because he knows we're better than that, what we played, but the team was good, and they was making shots. They had like 16 offers, a rebound. So just a little stuff that we got to pick up. Boxing now, like I keep saying, executing what coach wants us to do, because he puts out hard work. All the coaching staff's here to put in a good game plan for us, to get a chance to win. So like just coming down to executing.
You guys challenge a lot of.
You help the freshmen.
As leader, I've been trying to do my best, just stand on them. They're 5-stars and stuff like that. So coming in, they want to think it's easy and stuff like that. But I'm telling them, like, you got to see the game a little bit more, and it's gonna come. JQ, he was kind of frustrated there with the 2 fouls early he got. But like I told him, keep your confidence up. We don't never want your confidence to come down, because you're gonna help us win a lot of games with your motor you have. And Joe Song, like I was saying, she's just so skilled and got a passion to score the ball, and he's just a dog. So just stand on him, because we got 2 similar games. We love putting the ball in the hole. So just stand on him to make the right passes, make the right plays, shoot the right shots, and don't get down on yourself.
Coach Shirley said that you guys at times were doing bizarre things on offense today. Did you feel like some stuff that was going on was kind of abnormal for what you guys been doing in practice?
Yeah, first game, this first home game, people see the crowd out there and, want to do a little extra, including me. Be fundamental and play off 2 feet. That's what we got to do. So we do it every day in practice. So just like I said, just execute what coach wants us to do and what he got on the board for us every day.
And you mentioned the offensive rebounds that they had at 16, but overall defensively for a first game, how do you feel your guys' communication or rotation was?
I feel like it was a lot better, but it still needs improvement. Like I said, that 16 offensive rebound, that was tough. Coach stayed on us about that, and he chewed us up. So just being right there in the gaps and helping and being each other's help side and talking is what's gonna help us win. So that's what we got to also work on.
In a game like this where you're not hitting that many shots, they're not falling, how important is it for you guys to have that extra effort on defense holding a team like this on 30% field goal?
Yeah, it was kind of tough for everybody. We really couldn't put the ball in the hole. We've been having a problem with that. Just everybody getting their confidence, trying to get our confidence all the way back and get on the same page. And everything else is going to come. Once people see shots go down and we're talking and we're down on the floor, playing hard, everything else is going to come, and it's going to be a exciting brand of basketball for Arizona State.
What do you guys envision the offensive identity being?
Fast-paced tempo team. Like Coach Hurley always been playing, getting the ball up there, kicking the head, like we had 24 fast break points, I said, just doing that more, playing fast. Because I don't feel like some teams can keep up with us, with the size and shooters we got and the good guards we got that can make plays and shoot the ball. So just kicking the ball ahead and, playing a little more faster.
In the half court, you were able to get downhill, collapse defense for kick-out opportunities. How do you think you can maintain that in the games going forward?
Just like I said, keeping my confidence up, staying aggressive, doing what coaches want me to do, and that's being aggressive and, being a good teammate and kicking passes out and just not showing down my score, show that I can do versatile and do a lot of other things for scoreboard. Besides scoreboard, sorry.
What are realistic expectations for this team?
What do you mean? We come here to win this thing, man. Yeah, that's what we all come here. That's what the coach got on the board for us. The team, the 9 new players, we come here to win. We're gonna pick this up. I can promise you guys that. New team, jitters, but it's all gonna come together. My word.
Thanks, PJ.
Yes, sir.
There I am. And that was BJ Freeman. You heard him, like you said, first game jitters or not, coach shoot him up about the boards. But, that's why I asked him about the, defensive rotation. Because again, it's a first game practice, obviously different than game. We all understand this, right? But that's again, a thing that needs to improve. You can't let them have that many offensive boards. And yes, having a purpose, having a purpose, but understanding your purpose offensively. And coach really talked about being around him, being out at some practices and stuff, even post-practice, watch him. But like, it's that work ethic. It's the purpose of what, doing it with a purpose, understanding the why, understanding like how to do it, but the why of it and gelling together and defensively. And again, said it a million times. You've always heard coach say that if you're struggling offensively, you're getting good shots for some reason. They're just not if they're just not going down, you can control the defensive end of the floor. So, I want to get to Coach Dillingham real quick, and then we're going to wrap up with volleyball. Got some interesting numbers. So, yes, Coach Dillingham, speaking after practice today, got him really quickly.
Keyshawn Elliott's going to be out this week, as everybody knows. Hopefully we'll get him back next week, but we'll see how that progresses. And then Scott is still, the same as I said in the press conference. He hasn't practiced this week. We'll see how he feels on Saturday.
So with the Scott probably not going, how about getting other guys involved?
We're definitely practicing different guys in there to get reps because Scott's not in there, right, for practice. So we'll see where he stands. But those guys, Brooks and Sip, those guys have gotten a lot of reps on camp. Now we're getting McCaskill and JP back there a little bit more.
McCullough let you guys tackles from the linebacker against Oklahoma State. You're going to see more mix up for other guys in linebacker room now that Keyshawn's not playing.
100%. Yeah, you'll definitely see more of that crew in there for sure. Especially we've been rotating linebackers pretty good. So when you lose one guy out of that rotation, the other guys just kind of step up a little bit more.
Coach, what's your overall just growth of the offensive lines, where they've been playing as a unit? And obviously, Scott's numbers, even Sam's protection, everything. What have you seen from that group?
Yeah, they're just playing well together. They're meshing together. We've had, the similar guys be with each other for, most of the season now, which is always a positive. And then they're a veteran group. Like, even though only one of them or two of the guys that are in the 7-man rotation right now are technically have to leave, 5 of those guys come back. When you look at our starting lineup, 4 of those guys can return and have another year, which is a huge positive for us. But Leaf and Ben and Matt, that entire crew, Skrill, they've just done such a great job merging together, believing in the vision that Coach Saga's put together.
Told you I'd coach real quick. So, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Keyshawn Elliott, maybe Keyshawn Elliott might play. I don't know. We'll see. He was out there today, but nonetheless, but yeah, O-line has been doing phenomenal. But volleyball tonight at Mullet Arena, 7 p.m. as they take on Kansas. And Kansas, look, this is a team that is they are 20-1. They're 11-0 in conference play. ASU 22-2, and yes, as we know, they are 10-1 in conference play. So literally, this is for the top of the conference. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be insane at Mullet Arena. Get out there. But some quick numbers, real quick. So KU, they've won 12 of their matches in 3 sets. They've won in 4. They won 7 matches. They've gone to 5 once, and they dropped 1 match 0-3. That was to Creighton, who's ranked 9th. One time. Look how the comparison for ASU. They've won in 3 15 times. They've won in 4 6 times. They've also won in 5, only went to 5 once. They dropped 1 0-3 to Nebraska and won 1-3 to Baylor. So they dropped 4. So very similar. This is going to be an insane matchup. You guys definitely need to get out there for that Mullet Arena, 7 p.m. tonight. So, hey, that's going to do it for me today. Those listening on KSRN, so glad you jumped in and were able to listen to Pitchfork Lunch every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. And like Volleyball says, hashtag our state. And as always, Forks Up. So have a great rest of your day here on KSRN. And for those watching here, again, just want a reminder, at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as Twitter, every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can see the show live there. My IG, michael.caratuno.5. Also, the YouTube channel. I remind you every day, those watching, even if you watch, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, all the shows are there. So you can go Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can watch live on YouTube. Or you can go subscribe to the channel. You see my name, Michael Caratuno, but search. It's M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Also, again, just heard me sign off there on the Casual Sports Radio Network. You go to www.ksrnaz.com and click listen live. Bam, part of the Casual Sports Radio Network family, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Bam, there's Pitchfork Lunch. So yes, absolutely awesome. So glad Casual E invited Pitchfork Lunch to be part of the family on the best internet radio station out there. So nonetheless, everybody have a great rest of your Mike. What day is it? Hump day. Woo woo. Yep, that's for Mama. You know, she still loves that. That's her favorite commercial. But nonetheless, have a great rest of your Wednesday. I will see you tonight, 7 p.m. out at Mullet Arena for the women's volleyball game. Hit me up if you're going to be out there. All that good stuff. Don't be bashful. And yeah, so 7 p.m. I will see you tomorrow, though. Same bat time, same bat channel. And yes, you know it. Hashtag our state. Yes, for volleyball. Let's show it tonight. And as always, you know it, Sun Devil fans. Forks up.
I'm from Arizona, Jerry. I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man. The
27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Play fake. Bubba will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's a way. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down. He scored.
For a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow. Edwards pulls off.